What's up, y'all? Working on removing this door panel. This is the rear door panel, but it's pretty much the exact same as the front door panel, which I already did once to replace some speakers. I figured I'd give you guys a rundown on how to take this apart, in case you guys are interested in doing the same or just doing some other work. But to start off with, you're going to remove this little panel, this little cover right here. I just use a small flathead. Smaller the better. It's kind of hard to wedge in there. You don't want to damage any of the plastic, but it's kind of like here on the far side you'll see a little gap, and that's where you want to stick it in and pull that part out. For this one, you're going to want to come in from kind of the top edge. The bottom latches down in there, so if you try to yank it from the bottom, you might break some of those plastic pieces right there. So your best bet is to just trying to get that top corner edge, and just comes right out. Like I told you, that bottom part, it's got like teeth that hook down in it, so easiest approach is to come in from that side. Next step is to take off the two 7mm bolts. Pretty easy stuff. Set those aside, and from here, all you're gonna do is start prying. I usually like to start from the bottom. I guess there's no real way to, wrong way to do it unless you're doing it from the top. You're not gonna yank from here. The door kind of slides down in there. You're gonna yank from the bottom, work your way around, go the other side, work your way around. It's just plastic clips, but I try to pull as close as possible to where the clip is. So I'll stick like a plastic pry tool down in here. I'll wedge it out as far as I can so I can see where my clips are. And then I got this metal pry tool, and I'll kind of go behind that. And even if I can't get all the way in there, as long as I get close to the plastic clip and I pry, it's gonna pop out pretty quickly. And so I'll do that for the first couple, and then once I get to the top, I might do one more, and from there it's pretty easy. All right, guys, as you can see, kind of went in at that bottom corner, and I popped one loose already. And it's hard to tell, but if I work maybe good 8 inches up, there's another one up there. That one's not loose yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and just start prying on this entire door panel. Seems like they're popping off fairly easily. Yeah, and I was right. Once I got that bottom one loose, I just yanked on the whole bottom of this door. The rest of it kind of just popped out. And there you go. Alright, pretty easy peasy, guys. This top one right here is probably one of the harder ones. Once I got that out, it's pretty simple. Might have one more over here. Yep, that's it. Once I got all those, and I can swing most of this panel up all the way to the top, like about right here, this level, then I know it's loose, and then this whole door is just going to kind of slide up. Or it should slide up anyway. Yeah. There you go. Kind of grabbed from here, pulled up, came loose. You got to be careful with this thing right here because this slides down and stays. There you go. So your door latch is right here, and you have a weird little connector right there. You're gonna squeeze it from the bottom. Excuse my nail too, I smashed it. And then it'll slide outward. There you go. And then you just kind of yank it backwards until you're able to slide it to the side, and then it just comes up. See that little ball? Ball just slides back in there. This cable kind of retracts into this. Don't be alarmed, it's not going to go all the way in. You'll do it in reverse order to put it back. You just basically slide that down, make sure it goes all the way to the bottom, because that cable kind of slides inward a little. If you don't go all the way down to the bottom and then slide, you see it kind of hooking. Just take it back out, drop it all the way down, and then you're going to slide it back into, pull this back that stays in there, and then align it. Make sure this clicks back in. See the tooth right there? It just moves up and down and clicks onto this. Pretty easy. Take off your one connector. On the front door, there are 2 connections because you got some other switches. You're gonna have this cable, and then there'll be another one somewhere at the top corner. They do release kind of funky. They have like these locks. Can't really see it. Actually, you can see it here. There's like a white tab. You see that white tab in there? at the bottom of the connector, that slides up, and then once that slides up, then you can actually push the release, and then it'll slide out. So just pay attention to that. And that second connector on the top door, that's up here, has a red tab, and that red tab slides to one side and allows you to push the release pin. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's not too difficult. Just make sure you pay attention to those locking mechanisms. You're starting to see a lot more of those on newer vehicles. Kind of like this one right here. If I wanted to disconnect this, which I'm not going to, I'd have to slide probably this thing out so I can depress the release. So keep that in the back of your mind.